Hey, welcome back. So now we're gonna check on the magnifiers, the magnifier, the focusing screen, just a little more on detail about this thing over here. Um, so you guys may remember there's a little glass in here, but some of you may need glasses, and some of you may need a different point of view. Like if I put my eye here, I don't know if I'm focusing well or it's my eye. I mean, every time you're using loops like that, it's like putting the glasses on. So yeah, should I see it with glasses on or without glasses if I see far or whatever? By default, it comes with this 1.5 minus 1.5x. So it's a doubling, right? It's the curvature, and you can change it. There is available. There is by default it's minus 1.5, but there is actually the plus one, the 0, the minus 1. There is also minus 2 and minus 3 that are available, and okay, just as a note, right? The plus lenses, they're for people that are farsighted. You can see that are more comfortable seeing in the far, so those are the plus ones, and the minus ones are for the people that are nearsighted. So that it depends on which one you use. If you can see stuff close better, then you use the minus. If you see the stuff that is far better, then you use the plus, depending on which eye you use this. All right, so how do we change this? It has a dot in there, and there's another dot in there, and it seems like Mamiya loves this little dot system kind of things. So what you do is you actually squeeze this too, because we're gonna try to unlock this, and as you can see, as soon as I touch it, it tries to go down. I cannot. I mean, I could try to grab it and all, but what you do is actually you hold this two sides. You see that, and just squeeze it a little bit, not strong. You don't want to bend this thing, but you squeeze it a little bit, and now you can work with this. Like it will hold it into place, and this is Mamiya's way of doing this. So you squeeze this, you align those two dots, and you can just pull this out. And there you go. It's a little loop in there. So you can get your plus one, your minus 2, whichever you feel more comfortable using, or maybe just a clean one. I haven't used this for ages, so it's kind of dirty, but or I'm not dirty, but scratched. So if you just want a new one or whatever, a little more clear one, just put it in there, align the dots again, and then turn it around. Just like the lens, it doesn't have a click, it doesn't have a limit or whatever. I mean, it does have an ending point. It doesn't go beyond that, but that's how it's changed. Now, the next thing would be the focusing screen right here. So there are different focusing screens available. There's I think there are 7 of them that you can choose from, and there's different specific uses for them. There's some that has lines, some of it has like the focusing thing, some of them are clear, and there is there's one person that makes this a bright screen in the United States. I've been wanting to get my hands on one of those ones, but he requires you to actually send one of these or pay more so he can buy one of this, because he changes the system over here. So the first thing is just to removing once you take this focusing hood right over here, the focusing screen, you have to lift. Alright, so Alright, focusing screens. So these ones, there is 7 focusing screens. And what is a focusing screen? Well, the image that comes through here, it bounces on a glass or on a mirror right here, and it shows an image right here. Obviously, you don't want to just see the reflection of the mirror. You want to see the image like hold into display. So it has like a little frosting kind of thing, and the frosting has an angles that is all measured through the lens. So the lens is circular. The image comes into it, bounces on a mirror, and this has some kind of type of frosting, like a special design frosting, and it will show you the image here, which is not a perfect complete image like you're looking through your eye, but it's a very nice feeling when you see this image, because you can see everything backwards. Actually, it will be flipped horizontally, so if somebody's moving to the left over here, you're gonna see it moving to the right. So it's actually pretty cool, because when you're shooting, you're sometimes you see the model like, okay, move a little bit to the right, and then you see it move it on the opposite direction that you want it to, and like, oh, I mean to the left. And it's kind of interesting because you have to frame your photo like this, and when you actually get the result, you get the result to flip backwards. So it's kind of helps with the balance of composition and everything when you're trying to compose it like this, and then you see it on the other side, and it's like, oh gosh, I thought the model was on the left side or on the right side. So it's a little funny, but it's something that you can get used to. I mean, at least it's not like those big format cameras where the image was actually flipped upside down, and you take a portrait and you can see the head on the bottom part and the shoulders on the upper part of the image. So I mean, horizontal flip, I'm okay. But vertical flip, I'm not so okay with that. All right, so to remove it, there's a little clip right here, and it has three points of attachment. So there's this one right here, there's that one right there, and there's only one on this side. And what it is just a wire like that, and then a pin, and the wire just like hooks up into the pin like that, and it's just like it's like very simple kind of thing. It just like hooks up in there. So what you need to do is grab this little lever in here and just force it out of the wire, and that's pretty much it. You just put some pressure there and it pops out. You can see now it's up. Let me see if we can focus in there. You see now it's up, and then if I push it down, it just falls into place. So that's all you need to do. Just grab it from this, pop it out, and as the viewfinder, you have to align those two back ones, those two little pins to the wires on the back. You align those two and just let it fall. Of course, this focusing screen is the default one. It has little notes there for the if it's ready, and the battery, and the dark slide, and the cranking. I don't see it. There we go. Yeah, they're right here. Well, we saw it on the earlier episodes. So you just make sure that this is up. You don't put it backwards. And if you try to put it backwards, it would just not let you, because the pin is on the sides, and you can totally see it like has an NG. I don't know what NG means. Maybe it's not good if you put it backwards. I'm not sure. So yeah, there's different types of screens. This one over here, well, maybe you can see it. Yeah, there you go. You can see the frosting that they have, and the middle is actually clear, so you can actually use that to focus. But obviously, because of the frosting, it does take a little bit of the light and the clearness of the image. So you wanna always keep it like clean. But the back part, you cannot actually clean it with tissue or anything like that, because it will like mess it up really bad. So the top part is like glass, and the bottom part is like special type of frosting. That will be for removing the focusing screen. And one thing to note is really important when you move this focusing screen. One thing to note is very important is when you move this focusing screen. Let me just take it out real quick. You can see through the camera, right? That's the mirror. And what we're gonna see over here is they recommend you not to touch the vertical, the horizontal and vertical format viewfinder masks. It's a mouthful right there, but so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate the back so you can see the mask. You see on the top and the bottom, there's a little mask that comes in, right? If I put it this way, there's one that comes on the side. Those are actually quite sensitive. They recommend you not to touch it. I'm just going to touch it just to show you. See, it moves up, it moves down, and it will stay there. And it comes in, it comes out. So there, right now I pushed it up, and it's actually going further than the other one. So I can just push it down a little bit, but they recommend you not to move it. I mean, they set themselves automatically, and they touch the focusing mask. So in order for them to assist you with the, if you're shooting horizontal or vertical, you can see the focusing mask popping in there. So they recommend you not to touch it, but it's just like when you're doing it, not hit that, don't pull this out, don't try to hit it or hold yourself there, because they're like very sensitive little aluminum kind of film plasticky things, and for the mask. So yeah, just be careful with those, not to be bended or overly used, because you should not be able you should not be touching those for nothing. It's not something that you should deal with on the camera. It's everything set out automatically for you. But it's not a dangerous thing. I mean, you can softly touch it up and down if you need to adjust something. By mistake you pushed it or whatever. It's not a big deal to touch it or not to touch, right? So that will be the viewfinder and the focusing screen. See you guys in the next video.